name's Elizabeth Eichmiller, and I am a Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Indiana, Kentucky summer camp staff alumni. I was actually on camp staff from 2014 through 2017. I loved being on camp staff. It has some of the most amazing memories, and honestly, camp is one of my favorite places in the world. This week's short devotional is going to be all about love. Now, I wanted to start with a verse that I think will be pretty familiar for everybody, especially if you love our camp songs as much as I do. So, we're going to start with 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 through 12. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and his love is made complete in us. I think that's super awesome and really important. And honestly, it's a really great addition to those two verses from 1 John chapter 4 that we sing so often every summer. So I want to ask, what does love mean? What does love mean to you? What does love mean to me? Did you know that the word love is mentioned 541 times in the Bible? And it has multiple forms. It's so crazy. When I say it, I say things like, I love camp. It's my favorite place on earth. I love being there. I get so happy, and it feels like I have this peace wash over me. I also say things like, I love my dog Star. She's kind of my best friend. But I say it because I love to be able to provide for her, and I love making her happy and making sure she's cared for. But then I also say it like, I love my husband. And when I say that, that for me is my reaffirmation of my vows that we took back in August 2018. These are all the same word, but they all mean different things. So I have to ask, what does love mean for you? And how do you show it? How do you invest in it? How do you keep that love that you have, whether it's for a person, a thing, for God himself? How do you keep it growing? And how do you make it burn bright? I am a pediatric speech therapist. That's what I did after camp. And the words be kind show up frequently through my sessions. I think I say it to kids when they are making maybe not the best choices or when we're working with our other friends, but I always say, you need to be kind, or are you being kind right now? And I always laugh when I hear parents repeating after, are you being kind right now? Or please show kindness, please be kind. And I love that, honestly, because we are in this world that's so full of hate and that's so broken, and that being kind to one another, showing love to one another, is honestly refreshing. It's so nice. And I know I smile when somebody goes and opens the door for me, or when somebody hands me their shopping cart at Aldi and they didn't want to take their quarter back. That is love for me, because that shows somebody cared and maybe noticed that I might have needed it. To me, what love boils down to is that we show our love for God. And we do that through all these different things, through respecting, hi Star, thank you. My dog is helping film this video. But to me, it boils down to showing our love for God. And how we do that is through respecting one another, respecting creation, going and sharing the good news. How do we do that? For me, it's being willing to serve in any capacity. It's being willing to give and to share, to stand up for others, to care for. And honestly, it's to be humble. That sometimes is the best and hardest form of love. So before we go, I wanted to share one more verse with you guys. That this one is also pretty important to my family. And it's Romans chapter 8, verses 28. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. That's what it's all about, guys. It's about sharing and working together to work to fulfill God's purpose for us. So my words to leave everybody are: be kind and love, don't hate. Bye, guys.